Jeez, Okay, I get it. You have a lot of questions about buying homes. Today I am back with part 3 of the top questions I receive when buyers are trying to purchase a home. Please hold the questions, I might answer them. Number 1, who do I call for home insurance? I always say that you should lean on your agent when you're going through your real estate purchase, because we do this day in and day out, and not only do we have answers to your questions, but usually we have really good people for you to call. Ask your agent who they recommend for home insurance. They should give you 2 or 3 options, and the other way is to ask around for other people. Who do they like and trust? Who have they had good experiences with? Or, more importantly, when they had to make a claim, did they do a good job? Number 2, what is a survey for? When you're purchasing a home, a survey is often required. What a survey does is it's a bird's eye view of the property and lets everybody know which blades of grass are yours and which belong to your neighbor. You'll often see wooden stakes put at the 4 corners of the property with little colorful flags on the end. That's going to mark which area is yours. The survey is used to make sure that they can convey the property to you, and again, that you're super crystal clear on what belongs to you, where you can put your fence, and exactly what property is yours. Number 3, if the seller already has a survey, do I have to get a new one? Probably not. If the seller has an existing survey and it's certified, which means you're looking for that little raised seal on the paper, if it's less than 10 years old, and if they haven't changed the footprint of the property, generally you can use their version. And it's pretty great because it's probably going to save you $500 to $800. The best thing to do is have the seller or the seller's agent deliver the copy to the closing agent. They're going to be able to let you know whether or not it's still usable. And if it's not, make sure you get that survey ordered, because a lot of times it can take 2 to 3 weeks to get them done. Number 4, when do I put the utilities in my name? As you're getting towards closing day, now you're starting to really visualize yourself in your new home. And one of the things you want to make sure that you do is call a utility company to let them know that you're buying the house. Because let me tell you, there's nothing worse than moving into a house that has no power, especially in summer, especially in Florida. Generally, about a week before you close, you can call the utility companies. And you'll want to confirm with your realtor and the listing agent which companies those are. There are different areas in town that have different service providers. You may want to see if they have gas or anything else that needs to be transferred or connected in your name. Do it several days in advance to make sure that they can schedule the appointment and get everything transferred so there's no lag in time. Because if the power gets turned off and they have to come back and turn it on, sometimes they hit you with an extra fee. Number 5, when do I get to move in? Typically, you can move into your new home the minute you close. If the paperwork is signed and you got the keys at noon, you can move in at 12:01. If you do have a pre-occupancy agreement that allows you to move in before closing, of course you can bring your stuff early and get settled, but if you do not have a pre-occupancy agreement, don't take anything early. Wait until everything's official. Number 6, what is a walkthrough? Either the day before or the day of closing, you're gonna go to the property one last time before you go and sign and make it yours officially. The walkthrough generally takes 10-15 minutes just to peruse the property and make sure everything is as it should be. Were the sellers supposed to leave the washer and dryer? Check and make sure that they're there. Did perhaps a pipe burst overnight and the kitchen get flooded? You want to make sure that you see that before you go and sign. Because if something's happened to the property and you go and sign the papers, congratulations, now it's your problem. Make sure you do a walkthrough. It's easy to think that you can skip it, but it's super important. And with what's probably your largest investment, make sure that everything is top-notch before you officially buy it. Number 7, what do I need to bring on closing day? When it's time to close, the big thing that you need is a photo ID. And your signing fingers, because if you've got a loan package, there's usually quite a few documents for you to go through. The other thing you want to make sure you have is your cash to close. You'll get that from the lender a day or 2 in advance, and generally it's either wired to the closing agent or it's brought in a cashier's check. you can confirm that with the closing agent when the time comes. But you want to make sure that you have that money ready to go and your photo ID so they can confirm who you are and get all the funds transferred. Number 8, how long does it take to sign everything on closing day? The big day's here and you are going to sign and initial lots of paperwork, especially if you're doing a loan package because they've got all kinds of documents they want to make sure that you sign. I tell my buyers generally plan for an hour for signing. If you're trying to get work off that day, maybe plan for an hour or 2 just in case something comes up. But usually once you're in the office, you sign and then you're out of there in about an hour. Number 9, should I change the locks after I close? I definitely recommend it. When someone has owned a home before you, you have no idea who has a copy of the key. Could be a friend, a dog walker, a babysitter, maybe perhaps an ex, who knows? But if you want to make sure that you and your home are secure, change the locks and freshen everything up. And you can do that one of 2 ways. You can head to your local hardware store and get new locks and doorknobs and install them yourself, or depending upon the kind of lock you have, you can have a locksmith come in and change it. Up to you. Number 10, what is a homestead exemption? A homestead exemption is something you absolutely want to apply for when you're buying a home that's going to be your primary residence. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. Your primary residence. This means that you live there full time. And when you apply for your homestead exemption, it gives you a really nice cut on your property taxes. In our area here, you get a $25,000 exemption on your taxes. Now, it does not mean I'm getting a $25,000 check every year. Wouldn't that be nice? But it does mean that when they do my property taxes, they take some of that value off because it's my homestead. And if you want to know more about the particulars of a homestead exemption, take a look at my video for a nice deep dive into how to save money on your property taxes. And now for the bonus. What if I still have questions? Well, I'm so glad you asked that. If you still have questions that I haven't touched upon today, be sure to check out my first 2 videos where I go through several other questions that buyers ask. And if I still haven't answered your question, put it below in the comments or send me a direct message because I'm here to help and I am happy to answer your questions because this is a big deal and you want to make sure you get it right. I'm Lindsey Johnson, your resource for all things real estate. See you next time.